So I just came across this article. This was actually last week's news, but we didn't discuss it on either of the channels. I thought we should probably touch on this considering what Robinhood has been through recently. But anyways, they plan to file for their IPO as soon as sometime this month. We're in March now. Pretty much last week it broke that Robinhood is going to go ahead with their IPO. It was kind of rumored that maybe they'll hold off for a bit because of the whole GameStop situation. Investors were kind of questioning whether this is a company that people still want to flood to. But it seems like, everything's still good. They still have a green light. They're going to go ahead with this public offering. This says that the company held talks in the past week with underwriters about moving forward with the filing within weeks, and that no final decision has been made on the timeline, and that could change. So I'm thinking we'll probably see this, mid to end March. They may actually hold off a little bit now that we're seeing more volatility in the market, more fear come back in, selling. Not the best time to IPO a stock because chances are if the overall market's selling off, investors are not going to be too excited to buy into an IPO. So Robinhood may actually just wait it out. They may wait till it's the end of this month, may even go into April, depending on how bad things get. And then we may see them go public. But regardless, we should see this happen very soon. Now, let's talk valuation for a second here. Now, this year, they've already raised financing. And what they say here is the first tranche will actually convert to a $30 billion valuation or a 30% discount to the IPO, whichever is lower, with the second tranche at the lower of 30% IPO discount or $33 billion valuation. Now, Robinhood has declined to comment on this. Of course, they don't want to spread any rumors, any fears, or any question marks on what's going on. But we can see here that it is going to be a fairly large IPO. It's probably going to be, under $30 billion because that's when the first tranche will convert. I don't know. It doesn't really specifically say what valuation they're going for in here. My guess is they'll probably end up somewhere around $20 billion or so, maybe in the high teens. Because remember, last year they were valued up, $11.7 billion. But there's a lot that's happened last year and even the beginning of this year. A lot of new people have joined Robinhood. And surprisingly, even with the whole GameStop situation, a ton of new people have signed up for their platforms, which means they're going to make more money off of them. And even though they advertise free trading, you know how they make money, right? They pretty much sell your order flow and they make a ton of money off you for that. But yeah, this is a pretty interesting story here. It seems like, it's probably going to be a very interesting IPO to watch. Remember, they did draw down and raise $3.4 billion during the whole GameStop situation. Remember the whole, the CEO was on CNBC talking about how they had to raise money, but they had no liquidity problem. But turns out they did have a liquidity problem. Anyways, that's not going to look good on their balance sheet here because that's another $3.4 billion out of, say, a possible $20 billion valuation. I don't know. I don't really know what the financials for Robinhood look like, so I'll be interested to see once they start filing the reports. And we'll see. I don't really have any excitement to buy into this IPO. However, if the numbers make sense, I will definitely look into it and consider it because they have an interesting customer base. And I was surprised to read that even with everything going on, they are still growing right now, which means that people don't really care about the whole GameStop situation at the end of the day. And they just want a platform that, face value doesn't cost them any money to buy or sell stocks, even though on the back end they're paying more. It's just that the consumer doesn't see it, so they're happy with it. What's interesting here is also they state that the company has also considered selling some of its shares on IPO to its own users. And such a move would be striking because retail investors usually don't get to buy into new listings at the offering price. Instead, they typically have to invest on the first day of trading. So this will be something new if Robinhood does do that. I think they should do this for their customers, their product. Because, if you're going to charge them more on the back end for every single trade they're going to make over their lifetime on your platform, at least let them get into your own IPO so they can make a little bit of money off of this before the majority of retail investors and Wall Street does as well. Anyways, guys, just thought I'd bring this up to your attention. I will definitely be making, a more in-depth video on this when I see the financials, probably on the main channel, so make sure you subscribe there as well. But I hope you like these quick updates, guys. I'll try to keep you up to date with everything going on in the market. I think this was an interesting one, and I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below, whether you plan to buy Robinhood on its IPO date, or whether you're waiting for more information to make that decision. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.